The first time I ever heard API was the first time I heard rock and roll. I do remember when I was a kid hearing classic rock records and reading the names of engineers and producers.
The first time I heard a piece of API gear was probably in the early 90s when somebody brought a lunchbox into a session with some 550A EQs loaded in there.
And I do remember Andy Johns, when asked about drum sounds, would talk about certain makes, you know, there's some famous situations. He did always wax very lyrically about API consoles. And so I would go back to those Zeppelin albums in particular and find the ones that he recorded and the ones that were recorded on APIs.
I just couldn't believe how much you could push that EQ and how musical it was.
API just seems to be a true representation of what you're actually recording, and to me a lot of times it's easy to get the balance together on the console because it's what I recorded and all I have to do is do rides. It's not really influencing it so much so that it destroys the intent.
Sonically, I know that whatever I push up, whoever's out there, whatever sound that is, when I push that up, that fader, I know that it is going to be exactly what it is.
I feel like API sounds like when I walk out into the room.
Where I feel like it places me in the room with the musicians, or even if it's not classic musicians, but it's like some kind of weird fabricated sounds.
Sometimes you feel like there's no glass in between you. You're just really hearing the band. It just feels like magic, you know?
Now, I hate using words to describe sound, don't you?
Shit. I'm totally drawing a blank.
Classic.
Power. Open.
Punchy. Tough.
Punch. Punchy.
Clarity.
Punch.
Magic.
Definition. Punchy.
Punchy. Punchy.
Saturated.
Punchy.
Open.
Knuckles.
Clarity.
Warmth. Full. Creamy.
Fast.
Clear.
Punchy.
Bold.
Hot.
Butter.
Ballsy.
Solid.
Nuggety.
And versatile.
Beautiful.
Huevos rancheros.
Fast.
Aggressive.
Powerful.
Reality.
So immediate, punchy, fast.
One thing about API that I've always noticed is it's punchy sounding. It's just punchy. So all the transients and the part after the transient that makes it sustain and stay punchy and sound louder than it actually is.
Over the years, I've gotten hooked on API consoles. Most of the music I do tends to be more rock or alternative or things that need a lot of character and a lot of life and punch. And I've gotten used to APIs for that music because they have this sound that's in your face and powerful and musical at the same time.
The op amps are amazing. They're like, there's a ton of op amps in this board, and that's what obviously gives API its sound. And is there any comparison to I don't think so.
In order to make the kind of low noise amplifier that we needed, we really needed to have, and here we were also demanding that this amplifier have relatively high power output, which means that to be able to make that all work, and I was able to come up with, that was designed to have, it actually is so that, so we were able to get much more. So that was one of the hurdles that we had to face and were able to get over.
When you're producing, you want to dream big, and you want to dream that you want to feel that you're making something really great. And so when you want to feel that way, you know, you want to hear something coming back to you in a way that makes you feel inspired. And so when you're listening to music through an API console, it's inspiring. It's giving you back as much as you are sort of putting into it.
Instantly we noticed a good deal of clarity and detail and punchiness, or a fast kind of attack. No, not a muddy sound, not a like a hazy sound, very focused and clear sound.
The sound of API, it just allows you to be creative. You know, everything you do EQ-wise, mic pre-wise, everything is just musical, and I feel like you don't really have to work too hard.
But I always loved the EQ on API consoles, and I don't like to use EQ. So when I do use it, it really matters. And if it's musical, that's number one. That's what I care about. Does it sound good to my ear? And it does.
It sounds great, so it makes it easy to play. The drums really sound like they're supposed to. They sound like when I hear them when I'm sitting here, then they sound like that when I go downstairs to listen to them in the control room.
550A is like, you can't really go wrong. It's just, me and Dave have a joke that's +9 or go home. We just like always are adding everything with, adding as much 550A as possible. It just makes everything sound better.
There's a certain something about it and a consistency of sound that just really brings the music out to the listener. And it really kind of makes it feel like it's right in front of your face.
API has definitely been a part of our business model and central to the studio since it's been in New York. But it's really two things that have been important. One of them was scalability, was the fact that we were able to buy an unloaded 1608 and have it grow with our business. Instead of having to tear everything out and start all over every time we needed something new, slowly expand. But more importantly than that, it's just the fact that the desks are so easy to work on. It sounds so good. So it's so much less time spent fussing and more time spent listening to the musicians and working with them.
The APIs are extremely popular here still now, and I see no reason to change them. I mean, we have no plans whatsoever to pull these consoles out. I wouldn't even know what I would replace them with unless it was a newer API.
Ultimately, the innovations that Saul came up with are what you want, and there's always going to be a market for clean, clear, very hot signals. You're always going to need that.
I think API and any company that builds just great sounding analog gear is always going to be there.
It's so lame, but I think about this Bill Belichick quote about football a long time ago, and he said, man, as the game changes, things get faster, things get easier to do, things get harder to do. What it takes to win will always stay the same. And I think that of API. I think that no matter how the industry changes, being good will last forever, and API is good.
Congratulations on staying in business, literally, for 50 years and still making the great product that you make.
Happy anniversary, API, and I wish you a profound amount of 50s more.
Happy 50th anniversary, API.
Happy 50th anniversary, API.
Happy 50th anniversary to API.
Happy anniversary, API.
Happy 50th anniversary, API.
Well, I'd like to wish API a happy 50th anniversary.
Hey, API, happy 50th anniversary.
Happy 50th anniversary, API.
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 I want to say a heartfelt Happy 50-year anniversary, API. You've helped make the world a better place in which to live. Thank you.
Happy 50th anniversary, API.
API, happy 50th anniversary.
Happy 50th API, and here's to another 50 more.
API, I absolutely love you. Happy 50th anniversary.
Happy 50th anniversary, API.
Hey API, happy 50th anniversary.
Happy 50th anniversary, API. We all love you.